This week on Tribe Talk, we take a look at the school board, the Clemson Bridge program, and the hottest shows on television. What's up, Wando? I'm Connor Griffin.
And I'm Jenna Slokowski.
And welcome into this week's edition of Tribe Talk.
As high school students, it's important for us to know who is making the decisions for our school.
The school board plays a pretty active role in this decision making, but if you're like me, you probably aren't 100% sure of who they are.
Madison Baxley has the scoop.
Here at Wando, the school board is an ambiguous thing. How does it work? What does it do? And who does it impact? CCSD board members help clear up this mystery.
In the most legal sense, we are a part of the state statute that says the Charleston County School District will be operated by a county school board elected by the members of the district. We are in charge of approving policies that tell staff how to hire or how to perform their jobs, and we are the final say-so in the budget.
In general, our role is not a management role, but a governance role. So we're there to set a vision. We don't get into the day-to-day operations of who's doing what at which school. We just focus on what direction the school district needs to be going.
In order to ensure that the current needs of the district are being met, the board is composed of members from all over the county.
It's a very interesting hybrid. There are 9 seats on the board, and they are all elected countywide, meaning that anybody in the county of Charleston can vote for any of the 9 seats. However, there are residency requirements. 3 of the seats on the board have to come from the North area, 2 have to come from east of the Cooper, 3 have to come from West Ashley, and 1 from downtown.
Our job is to hear from and try to engage the community and what they want to see and find out what they want in their schools. And then we really try and go out as much as possible just to kind of let people know what we're doing and then ask people to give us their input.
Since students are a large part of the community, the board urges them to voice their opinions.
I do think students have a great opportunity to kind of get their first taste or their first dip into how to be involved in their community by coming to a school board meeting or communicating with us. Because someday, as they go to college or go on to work and they become an adult, you want to be engaged in your community, and the school board is a good way for them to do that.
This has been Madison Baxley reporting for Tribe Talk.
We live in a society where there's an infinite amount of information and news at our fingertips. The toughest part, though, is figuring out whether or not that text, tweet, or post that we're reading is true or not. The term fake news has been becoming more and more prevalent, partly due to references to the topic made by President Trump. The phrase has been thrown around on countless platforms, but still leaves many wondering, what is fake news?
Well, that's part of the problem, is defining what fake news is. Some people think fake news is just news they don't like, or news that goes against their preconceived notions. If I had to give a definition of fake news, it would be something that is just not based in reality.
Simplest definition of fake news is it's a lie that's being usually presented in a manner to either benefit the presenter in some way, or sometimes just to sort of scam the public.
It's so easy for someone to post something, right? And for it to get amplified, and for that, it's both a cause and effect, right? Someone could post something, and people start retweeting it, reposting it, forwarding it, whatever, so it gets amplified.
Untruthful information can be met with unwanted consequences, and it doesn't just happen on a national level. After rumors of a riot by Wando students circled around social media, our school experienced the ramifications of fake news.
So basically the day or night before, I heard there's going to be a riot over Snapchat, and I was just like, oh, like it's probably nothing, like things like that happen all the time. It escalated into something bigger and bigger and bigger, to like the point where it got on Facebook and my mom was like concerned, like she's like, oh, like this is like going to happen. Yeah, there's going to be like extra police and everyone on campus, and the next day I did go to school, nothing happened.
Like the perception of them as being the root of all the problem, their perception of like the Lincoln kids was really unfair.
Unfortunately, false information may never completely disappear, especially in the age of social media. However, educating oneself on how to spot fake news is essential.
First of all, you should know where it's coming from. What's the source? Are they a good source? You have to be critical of evaluating the sources of information.
They will believe what they are told because that's what they want to believe. Americans very much want to live in a bubble of reinforcement. We want to hear news, and I put that term in quotes, that reinforces what we already think. We don't necessarily want to hear the facts because it's difficult to have our assumptions and views challenged, and it's uncomfortable. And people don't really like that uncomfortable feeling.
This has been Jenna Solkowski reporting for Tribe Talk. It's hard to believe that the end of the school year is right around the corner.
Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't want it to be summer either. But aside from planning out days on the beach or on the boat, our outgoing seniors have to plan for the future ahead of them.
There are numerous options for college right here in South Carolina, but Troy Dassing is here to tell you how one of them in particular has become incredibly difficult to reach.
As senior checkout quickly approaches, many students are starting to make the decision on the next 4 years of their lives. One popular destination in particular is none other than Clemson University. But with increased competition and requirements, the path to Tigertown isn't as easy as it seems.
Wando High School has traditionally had a large contingent of Clemson enrollees for their freshman year.
The last couple of years have been sensational for football in particular, but our applicant pool has increased, relatively well over the past decade, but in particular, it has gone up 11% or so over last year.
Interest, of course, nationally for Clemson has increased due to the national championship and the exposure that gives Clemson nationally, but in the state and locally here in Charleston, Clemson has traditionally been a very big draw for schools here for our students.
As Clemson Bridge becomes not only a more affordable but smarter option for some, Clemson has begun to send more students to the program.
Their enrollment, because it's kind of been contained to a pretty low number, their spots to get in from that larger pool are more competitive.
So it is orchestrated and managed jointly with Tri-County, but these students are actually enrolled at Tri-County, so they are not Clemson students. So the idea is that they will take classes that will not only transfer to Clemson, but also transfer into their respective major.
I felt like, I worked so hard in high school, did all this stuff, did all this extracurricular just to get into Clemson. And to find out that I didn't, it just was an awful feeling, honestly.
If applied to the Clemson Bridge program, students can apply to the appeal program and be put into Clemson University the year after their bridge year.
You have to fill out an application, or not an application, it's like an appeal letter. You have to get up to 3, no more than 3 recommendations, teacher letter of recommendations. You have to write a letter. You can appeal up to 5 times, I think. Honestly, I would say keep appealing until you can't appeal anymore. It's worth it.
This has been Troy Dassing reporting for Tribe Talk.
Addiction is a hard problem to overcome, but a new remedy is fighting to combat the concern.
Wyatt Wells reports.
The drug take-back box is at the Town of Mount Pleasant's Police Department lobby, and you can drop off any of your drugs from a surgery, and you've leftover pills. They take all pills. They don't take liquids or syringes or aerosol cans, stuff like that. anytime the lobby's open, you can turn them in the drop box.
The box is basically a secure receptacle that people can anonymously drop their prescription drugs in, and police departments, including Mount Pleasant, will then take those drugs and destroy them.
By dropping it off, it can decrease that possibility of teenagers beginning addiction and by people getting into drugs.
A result of several members of Wake Up Carolina, including Miss Shipman, working with Chief Ritchie to, get that resource in place.
So, as Creighton is my brother, I mean, with this take back box, it has made me feel a lot better because the addiction began with Creighton's injury and him overusing the pills that were given. So by having this option in Mount Pleasant, this gives other people the opportunity to not be able to fall down the path of addiction, and it literally makes me so happy because without this, addiction would just be as bad as it is now. It would get worse, I guess, and it just makes me happy for my family.
Hello there, my name is Frankie. Just me on the street. Wendell High School. Miss Cole won Teacher of the Year for her love and support. See, besides students, teachers all over has been impacting and coaching students to strive be best there. We hit the street to find out who's your favorite teacher. Who's your favorite teacher?
Miss Wilcox.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Probably Coach Walker. My favorite teacher is Miss Maslin. Mr. Banger's pretty cool. Oh wait, yours? I don't have one.
Mr. Moore, for sure. I love Mr. Moore.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Mr. Sneed.
Who's your favorite teacher?
I'd have to say my favorite teacher would have to be Mr. Flanagan.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Floyd.
I'd have to say probably Mr. Reisky. He's a really cool dude.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Mrs. Salvo.
Who is your favorite teacher?
Coach Donnelly. My favorite teacher gotta be Miss Thompson.
I got 3 favorite teachers, Miss Killian, Miss Villard, and Miss Dane.
Who's your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher is Brooke Black because she's sick and she's an awesome teacher and coach.
Okay.
Okay. Love you, Frankie.
Honeysuckles and pink hydrangeas, skies of oh so blue. Summer season that's never ending and night.
This week on The Rewind, we take a look at Pet Fest, the Wando Fashion Show, Girls Night Out, and the Strawberry Festival. We also drop in on the new park, Skate Charleston. Skate Charleston just opened and is the only park of its size in the area. It acts as both a skate park and a BMX park. For more details, go to ccprc.com. March 18th was the annual Pet Fest. The event was held to bring awareness to homeless animals in our area. That evening, Wanda hosted a fashion show to show off the student fashion designs of the 2017 prom season. Congratulations to everybody involved. The 20th and the 21st, the Ladies Honor Choir hosted their annual Bella Voice Showcase. They chose, arranged, and choreographed the songs themselves. April 21st to the 23rd, Boone Hall had its annual Strawberry Festival. There were many adrenaline-packed amusement rides along with family-friendly attractions, including a petting zoo and strawberry picnic. These attractions also included classic festival games and food. This has been Blake Ellis reporting for Tribe Talk.
Charleston is known for many aspects: our beautiful beaches, delicious food, and of course, our historic downtown.
Although, a new festival further establishes our city as one of arts and civil conversation.
Selena Colon sets the script.
Charleston is a city of extreme historic significance. On April 20th through the 22nd, the Charleston Civil Rights Film Fest was held in various locations downtown. In addition to the showing of various films and documentary, the festival stimulated a conversation about using film to discuss prominent topics, including civil rights in our society today.
The fest sees film and documentary film as a way to inspire meaningful conversation around civil rights issues. The purpose behind that is to get people really thinking and critically analyzing what it means to be a member of this country, whether it's black, white, or otherwise.
We're making this a unique film fest because we're also hosting workshops, panel discussions, and close interaction between filmmakers, producers, and the local community and students. I thought this would be a new way to inspire social change.
There were various films shown at the festival, one being the Septima Clark Emerging Filmmaker Award winner, Kenneth Campbell's documentary.
The film that I produced and directed is called Millennials of the Moral Movement, and it's based on the millennials who have been developing their own leadership role in the moral movement that's been growing in North Carolina.
It's a really inspiring film, but it's also looking at young people as the catalyst behind the movement.
You know, the three students that we kind of center on, I knew that they were really figuring out how they can make their lives about changing North Carolina.
A major goal of the festival was to encourage members of younger generations to get involved with filmmaking and social change.
The biggest question that no one has the answer to is how to get young people involved. So hopefully film leads us down a new path to engage young people and really get them to, again, not only participate in, but also lead the movement as well. So hopefully film can really have this productive impact.
The world that we live in, we're not free to just sit back and not really investigate what's going on. That's not an option.
This has been Selena Colon reporting for Tribe Talk.
A few months ago, we had our dudes critique some of the hottest shows on television.
And now they're back to update you on the progress that those series have made since.
Here's Jack, Kim, and Tate with another edition of Three Dudes Reviews.
As a fan of The Walking Dead, it hurts me to say that Season 7 was a complete disappointment. The season just spends every episode trying to build up this grand finale that just felt childish and fell flat in my opinion. At the beginning of the season, I expected to see a lot of expansion into the world of The Walking Dead, and it did expand as wide as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle. And there were a few good moments sprinkled throughout the season, but it simply does not make up for all the bad acting, writing, and directing that take up most of the season, especially for a show that was once #1 on television. So my final verdict for The Walking Dead Season 7 is 4 Jacks out of 10.
Luke Cage develops very well over the course of the first season. I loved watching Luke Cage's character reveal more about his past in an ambiguous yet intriguing way. The character web expands greatly throughout the season, which can be confusing at times, but also intriguing. The season finale, though, kind of disappointed me because it lacked a certain impact. Overall, I give the show 7 cams out of 10.
As the first season of Timeless continued, the show started to introduce a pretty cool conspiracy/secret organization plot weaved in with the time travel, along with introducing pretty cool historical characters. However, the show never lived up to its full potential, as the plotline got too convoluted and concepts, such as the butterfly effect, were seemingly abandoned. The show was also bogged down by being on a standard network like NBC, where the talent is kept simple and not unique. If this show was to be renewed for another season, I would like to see the plotline cleared up a little bit more and the conspiracy also developed. I would give this show 5 Tates out of 10.
Wanda. This is Riley Biller on this week's Sports Talk. First, big congratulations to our rugby team who won their state championship back on April 1st. On Tuesday night, our baseball team won their playoff opener versus Conway 3-0 after finishing at the top of their region. Also on Tuesday night, our girls and boys lacrosse teams both advanced to the state championship, which is on Saturday. The girls will be playing Jail Man and the boys will be playing Nation Ford. So good luck to our lacrosse teams. Our boys tennis team picked up a win this week versus Somerville, winning 5-1. Congratulations to Alyssa Heinrich, who beat the Wando softball record for strikeouts, getting her 600th a couple weeks ago. The softball team will also be starting their playoffs this week. Tonight is the end of the season for our soccer teams. They will be playing BE. Our girls and boys will be finishing at the top of their region. The girls are 14-1-2 and the boys are 25-0. Good luck to our soccer teams. And lastly, track season is winding up, and state qualifiers start on May 6th, and the state meet will be on May 12th and 13th, so good luck to our track team. Now we'll be swinging it to Connor Griffin, who has the story.
The Wando girls basketball team had one of their best seasons in program history. Ranked as high as number 2 in the state, their season came down to one controversial play, which took place right here on this very spot.
I thought we were well prepared going in. I knew that it is the playoffs and there's no easy games in the playoffs, and that's what we tried to convey in practice, and that we couldn't take anything for granted.
I guess we went on like a couple good runs, like an 11-0 run, like the first quarter, but other than that, it was pretty close. Just high intensity, high tension.
Get in rhythm, and we're gonna go on a run at the end of the game, and it's gonna be fine. Like, we're gonna get back in this, and like I kept telling all the players on the court, I was like, we're not gonna lose. Like, this is our game.
Ball went out of bounds, but it ended up being ours with like 0.3 seconds left on the clock. And Coach Emery called a timeout. We got into huddle, and we were told to run a play called box, and I kind of just pushed off the post, and instinctively caught and shot the ball as fast as I could.
Okay, so Caroline put the ball in the basket, and like we just started freaking out. Like, we thought we won the game. We were all screaming, and like we ran over and tackled Caroline.
Unfortunately, the shot was called off. According to the National Federation of State High School Associations, any basket scored within the final 0.3 of a second will not count unless the ball is tapped in. However, in college basketball and in the NBA, any basket scored within the final 0.2 of a second does not count.
Well, to be honest, I didn't really see him call the shot off because I was too busy celebrating with everybody, but because it was such a great feeling. But I was a little bit confused as to what was going on.
Like, they were all smiling, and like because they won, and we were like crushed. Like, we were all like sobbing as we had to shake their hands. It was the worst thing.
Devastating, because you put in all this time and effort and the work that goes in behind the scenes, and to see your team as down as everybody was at the moment was devastating.
I mean, just if there was one more 1/10 of a second on the clock, it would have counted. So I guess the lesson from that is you can't take anything for granted, not even a 1/10 of a second.
This has been Connor Griffin reporting for Tribe Talk. That's all we got for you, Wando. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to stay tuned for election videos.
And be sure to also follow our Snapchat and Instagram at Tribe Talk WHS. This has been Connor Griffin
and Jenna Solkowski signing off.
Hey Wando, my name is Leighton Spivey and I'm running to be your sophomore class vice president.
Hey guys, I'm Kendall Valdry and I wanted to let you guys know that I'm running for sophomore class president and I was freshman class president last year, so I'm just excited to keep leading and vote for me.
Hey Wando, my name's Gabby Clock. So how many of you have really wanted something before? Well, for me, I really want to be junior class vice president next year. And not only that, I know that I would be good at it. I would work really hard and I have so many ideas on how to improve the student life of our school next year. So please just give me a chance and vote for me.
Hello, my name is Andrew Wynn and I'm running for junior class vice president. This past year as sophomore class representative, I've really grown as a leader, a friend, and a person. But there's still so much I feel I can learn by being on the executive board. I really want to be there for you guys. I want to be the voice, the face, the man of the people, the class of 2019. So please vote for Andrew Wynn for the win.
Hi, I'm Pete Jonas and I'm running for your junior class vice president. I'm sure you've heard many promises today, so I'll keep it simple. And I'll promise you one thing as your vice president, and that's to work as hard as I possibly can for you every single day. So thank you, and vote Pete Jonas for junior class VP.
Hey Wando, I'm Miles Carey, your sophomore class president. For the past 2 years, I've loved representing the class of 2019 on behalf of Wando, and would like to represent us next year. So remember Wando, when voting for junior class president, Miles is your man.
Hi, I'm Gage. I'm running for senior vice president. Vote for me.
Hi, my name is Dylan McClune. I'm running for senior class president. These past 3 years at Wando have been enjoyable, but I'm looking to make the last one the best one yet. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm determined to make your senior year the best it can be. So make not only the right decision, but the smart decision and vote me, Dylan McClune, for your senior class president. Just do it.
Hey y'all, my name is Emma Scott and I am running for senior class president. Being senior class president means that I'll be in charge of things like the senior class gift and Warrior semi-formal. But other than that, my main job will be making sure that you have the best senior year ever. The past 3 years have taught us all that we need each other a lot more than we think we do, and I want to be there for you. I will listen to you, and I will fight for you, and I will do as much as I can to thank you for making the past 3 years so incredible. Go out and vote for me for senior class president, and let's make senior year the best one yet.
Hey Wando, my name is Mills Thompson and I'm running to be your student body VP. So this year we decided to change it up a little bit and Connor and I are decided to join forces and run our campaign together. So in a few minutes you'll see his video talking about 2 topics and I'm going to talk about 1 topic right now, school spirit. Now you can ask any Wando kid and school spirit is not going to be their first priority. People are more focused on their individual activities rather than a group's achievement. So, since Con and I have been to multiple leadership conferences because of student council, we asked what their secret is, and they said school spirit. They said they have competitions between grades, and so we would really like to incorporate that next year at pep rallies and Spirit Week, because not only does it create a rivalry between the classes, it creates a unifying force between one class in particular. So, just remember that when you're making your decision, and vote for me for student body VP.
When you were in 3rd grade, what did you want to be? Believe it or not, I wanted to be student body president. And although I had no idea where I would be when the time came, that was my dream. And Wando, my time has finally come. My name is Faith Mitchell, and I'm running to be your next student body president. Since then, I've grown through different life experiences, and I had the opportunity to live in Germany, which grew me as a person and gave me the exposure to work with people of all types of different backgrounds, including the 4,000 plus that attend here. Wanda, with my name being Faith, I hold myself to a very high standard, making sure to never fail to make what seems impossible come to life. Because as many of you know, that with true faith, all things are possible. And as your president, I vow to be an inspiration to fulfilling your dreams, no matter the circumstance nor the setback. As your president, I will symbolize the spirit of Wando and bring more excitement into our pep rallies, because that should be one of the most memorable experiences of our high school careers, especially homecoming. And we're teenagers, we love food. Why not bring that into our rallies? For those of you who have been here since the beginning, I want to show you how great our school really is. And I will be that president to listen to your ideas, because in order for us to grow as a student body, we need to have the ideas of our student body. And for those of you who came here brand new like me, I want to ensure that you never feel like just another number. And I will get you into as many clubs and activities as I possibly can. All of you may not know me personally, but let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a part of the Wando High School Marching Band as a member of the Color Guard. I am a part of our strong alto section in the chorus. I'm a part of the Reach Club, and I'm currently in student council. Wando, I am ready to add student body president to that list. My name is Faith Mitchell, and I am ready to lead this student body.
Hey Wando, my name is Connor Griffin. I've served as the 2018 class president the past 3 years. 2 of those years have been with Mills. She already tackled one of the things that we really wanted to talk about. I'm going to tackle the other 2, and I'm going to try and do it in a timely manner because I definitely struggle with that. But the second thing that we really wanted to talk about is the homecoming dance. The way that we do it right now is very unique, having it as a neon rave right after the football game, lasting until 1 a.m. But unique isn't necessarily good in this scenario. Attendance has always been really low, and it's pretty obvious why. People don't want to get tired and sweaty at the football game and then drive 20 minutes back to Wando just to dance for another 3 hours. Parents don't want to let their kids out on the road at 1 a.m. Parents don't want to pick their kids up from school at 1 a.m. because it's not just people driving who are going to this thing. Football players and cheerleaders, they obviously have prior obligations, but at least they can go for an hour and a half, whereas band kids, they don't get that luxury. Lots of the time they have practice the very next morning, early in the morning, and they can't afford to stay out until 1 a.m. And it's just not right because not everybody can fully experience homecoming, which is why if I'm president, I'm going to try and make homecoming on a Saturday night, make it at a reasonable time, and make it formal. Because our Warrior Semi-Formal has had plenty of success in the 2 years that we've done it, and we're going to try and model it off of that. And we're going to try and model it off of every single other high school in America because we're the only people who do homecoming this way. Third thing that we really wanted to talk about, the most important thing, is a dance marathon. For those of you who don't know what a dance marathon is, it's when you allot a specific amount of time and the people participating, they have to dance for that entire time or simply stay on their feet. It's challenging because some go for hours, some go for days, but it's incredibly rewarding because you have to get people to sponsor you in order to participate, and your total will be added to a grand total, and then that grand total will be donated to some special cause, and in our case, that cause would be to the construction of a new children's hospital downtown. MUSC, they've sent out representatives, and they've come to talk to us about help with fundraising, and this is the event. This is the event that can help them, and it's an event that can help change this school, change this culture, change the community, and obviously change the lives of so many young children. So that's really all that we really wanted to talk about today. It sounds crazy, some of it may sound unachievable, but just believe in student council, believe in Mills, believe in me, believe in the bow tie, and together we can do great things. Thank you.